Okay folks, just got back from Anaconda, went to have a look at a bit of camping gear. I'm thinking about doing a few more overnighters, and they had one of these which is a bilge pump, and it will float if it goes in the water. And I'm in a sit-in kayak rather than a sit-on-top, so it's not self-bailing. You can get a skirt. I tend to find, especially on a hot day, it gets quite warm in the kayak. I prefer to go without a skirt, so I thought I always carry a bailer with me, and you should have a bailer with you, but these things have a one-way valve, and you can just pump the kayak out very quickly if you do get swamped. So it could be a lifesaver really. So I went and got it, but it was like $30, so not cheap. I was also having a look at some of their cooking camp stoves that they have, because at the moment I take away one of those very cheap $15 Korean barbecue type stoves with the little butane cartridge you put in it, and it works really well, but it's quite large. I can't actually get it into the inside of the kayak, so it normally has to sit up on the deck, which is a little bit annoying. I like to keep everything nice and low, and I'm also trying to cut down on weight, so I've been went and had a look at their Trangia stoves, which is like a methylated spirit stove that they have, and solid fuel stoves and smaller stoves that they do have, and they're like $80, $90, $100 each. And being a cheap ass person that I am, I'm not going to spend that on it. So I've had a look at the soda can methylated spirit stoves that people make, and most of those designs utilize 2 cans. And unfortunately I don't have 2 cans because I tend to drink out of bottles. And anyway, as luck would have it, I'm coming home, and you know, Jungian correspondence thing, someone has left an empty can in the driveway. And I'm thinking, well, that's it, I've got to make one now. So, but can you make a stove with 1 can? Well, of course, went online and actually found 2 or 3 designs using 1 can, which I kind of like that idea of a simple design. That's part of its elegance, the fact that you don't need 2, you can do it with 1. So, because normally if I've drunk 2 cans, it's probably not safe for me to be using tools. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this can a go, or this stove a go, making it out of 1 can, and I'll put the link to the actual instructional video in the description below, and I strongly advocate you watch that, because watching me use a tool is not the way to learn how to do something, because I'm pretty crappy on the tools. But I'll give it a go and we'll see how it goes, because I kind of like that idea of a simple, elegant design, and it's always fun to make your own stuff and see if it actually works. So wish me luck. Obviously I'm using sharp tools. Obviously it's a stove that uses flammable liquids, that's designed for outside. I do not take any responsibility for anything that might happen in the construction of this stove. I'm giving it a go, taking my own risks involved in doing that, and you are a responsible adult, so if you're not a responsible adult, don't do this. If you're a child, get adult supervision or permission, but I'm going to give it a crack and see if I can recreate the stove that's on the video in the link below. And he's obviously a dab hand, practiced at it, so it'll at least get a bit of amusement out of watching how unco I am with hand tools. Okay, tools. What I'm going to be using is a marker pen and a pair of scissors, trusty penknife. This wasn't in his video, but I've seen it on other videos. A bit of sandpaper, and I'm going to use books as a spacer, and that'll all become clear when I actually do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sandpaper first of all, just to take the paint off this can, because we want to have it advertising free, hopefully. This may take a while, so when I've got that completed, I'll continue. Okay, getting the paint off this is going to be a lot harder. Obviously with certain types of cans it's going to be quite easy. I'm not really worried about the aesthetics of the situation, so I'm going to give up on that little exercise and just continue building the stove. So the next thing you need to do, I've been told, is using your pen knife, you need to cut the top off. And that's this part in here, needs to come off. So he made it look really easy. I'm probably going to have no end of difficulties. So being very careful, you have to start. It's in there. Once it's in, you want to try and okay, folks, very crappy first attempt at this stove, so I think I'm gonna, very rough edges inside, so I've got to do it again, obviously, but I thought I'd give it a crack, see how it goes. Put a small amount of as you can see there, methylated spirits. It's just standard Metho, and I haven't got a priming pan underneath it, so I don't know if it'll light, but we'll see how we go. Okay, well that's lit now. It's very hard to see because any white alcohol like that tends to not give you much of a visible flame. There you go. Seems to be going quite incredibly. We'll just pop this on here, and I'll get back to you when I see how long it takes to boil. And there you have it. We have a nice rolling boil happening. So yeah, you could chuck your 2-minute noodles in there, and it's burning. I haven't got a flame guard around it. Literally a thimble full of methylated spirits has kept that going for forever. So as you can see, nice bright flame. Certainly did the job. Now putting it out, the gentleman in question had just a plastic cup, and he said you just and this has got coffee in it, you just snuff it out apparently, and there you go. He did it with a plastic cup even, so once you remove the oxygen from the equation, it goes out. There's you can see there's quite a bit of metho still in there, so it doesn't use a lot of fuel. And I was told that within a few seconds it's you can actually touch it. There you go, there's proof of that. It's quite warm still, but I'll wait a little while. Certainly to take that kayaking is quite a light proposition, something that will be quite easy to take in the boat with me. Obviously you still have to compromise on taking fuel with you, or Metho, but I could probably take a bottle half the size of that and it would last me 2 or 3 days. So as a cooking setup, I think a successful venture, and I know I said I'm going to make another one of these, and I probably will when I feel like it, but hey, it did the job. All I really need to do now is find myself a nice screen to stop the wind if it's a windy day. But yeah, I would say definitely worth giving a try. Not that hard. If I can do it, anybody can. See ya.